The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Visit rsrhomescout.com, rsrhomescout.com. 3 tips for buying a home today. If you put off your home search at any point over the past 2 years, you may want to consider picking it back up based on today's housing market conditions. Recent data shows the supply of homes for sale is increasing, giving buyers like you additional options. But it's important to keep in mind that while inventory is improving, it's still a seller's market, and that means you need to be prepared as you set out on your home search. Here are 3 tips for buying the home of your dreams today. Number 1, understand how mortgage rates impact your home buying power. Mortgage rates have increased significantly this year, and over the past few weeks, they've been fluctuating quite a bit. Important to stay up to date on what's happening with rates and understand how they can impact your purchasing power when you're thinking of buying a home. Josh just put on the screen, if you're watching us on ronsiegelradio.tv, any of our socials, or the ABC News and Talk AM 14 Video 90 feed, AM 1490 video feed, a chart. Let's say your budget allows for monthly mortgage payment of $2,100 to $2,200 range. If you're watching the chart, it indicates the payment within or below that range, while the red is a payment that exceeds it. So with a 6% interest, you're looking at $360,000. At 4.75, you're looking at $421,000 to stay in that payment range. I'm going to talk about the interest rates more in a minute with the payment assistance program. As the chart shows, even a small change in mortgage rates can have a big impact on your monthly payments. If rates rise, you could exceed your budget unless you pursue a lower home loan amount. If rates fall, your purchasing power may increase, which could give you additional options for your search. Number 2, be open to exploring different options during your search. The supply of homes for sale is improving, which gives you more homes to choose from, but historically, supply is still low. That means as you search for homes, if you still don't find something that meets your needs, it may be worth expanding your search. A recent article from the Washington Post highlights a few things buyers can consider today. It encourages opening yourself up to more areas. For example, if there's a location you've previously ruled out, like a particular town, or for example, it may be worth taking another look. And if you're able to, opening your search up to include other housing types like newly built homes, condominiums, or townhomes can further increase your pool of options. Even as the inventory of homes for sale improves today, finding ways to cast a wider net during your search could help you find a hidden gem. Work with a local real estate professional for expert guidance. Ultimately, you need to be prepared when you set out to buy a home. Jeff Ostrowski, senior mortgage reporter for Bankrate.com, explains, quote, taking the leap to home ownership can provide a feeling of pride while boosting, easy for me to say, your long-term financial outlook. If you go in well prepared with your eyes open, unquote. No matter where you're at in your home ownership journey, the best way to make sure you're set up for success is to work with a real estate professional and a lending professional. If you're just starting out your search, a real estate professional can help you understand your local market and search for available homes. And when it's time to make an offer, they'll be an expert advisor and negotiator to help you stand out above the rest. Now let's continue this real-time real estate segment and take it one step further. We're going to talk a little bit here about something that we call a re-entry program, because it's right on target with what we're talking about here. And if you go to our site, I think it's rsrreenter.com, rsrreenter.com. Josh, can you confirm that for me, that that's the right one, rsrreenter.com. It's going to walk you through a bird's eye view of something that I'm going to tell you about right now, rsrreenter.com. So when you're going to do these, you have to consider the interest rate. That's the most important number of anything you have to do when you're dealing with a home purchase. I am going to prove it to you right now. Now, remember, I'm not quoting rates. I'm just giving you an educational example So the numbers that I talk about are fairly close, but again, I don't know your situation. There's two issues you always want to talk about. Number one is, what is the rate you're quoting and what is the rate you're locking? The rate you lock at determines your payment. The rate you quote can change from hour to hour, day to day. I used a number here for a well-qualified buyer, excellent credit, $900,000 purchase today, hypothetical, putting 20% down. Let's say the interest rate is 6.25%. Probably less than that. I did this a few weeks ago. But when you look at that, the APR is 6.343. The payment is $5,500. You need $139,849 funds to close. Now, with the payment assistance program, what if you raise that price by $30,000? Whoever heard of raising the price, please, Mr. Seller, Mrs. Seller, will you raise the price by $30,000 and help me with my payment? Well, the loan amount goes to $744, but the interest rate, we're going to drop to 4.75. 5.217 is the APR. But the payment drops to $5,000. So maybe you can afford that. 201 is your cash to close, your funds to close. Now, what can I afford on a 475 interest rate and that 5,500 that we talked about in the first example? What if I can't find that $900,000 house? Maybe I need to go up to $1,050,000. Yes, it can be done. Loan amount, $840,000, 4.75. We kept the interest there. 5.21 is the APR. Cash to close or funds to close, $229,000. The payment is that same $5,500 as that $900,000 purchase, 20% down at 6.25. Think about that concept. You go all the way up to $1,050,000 by understanding how the interest works. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to go out on a wild speculation right here. I went through that whole scenario with you, and my guess is you're saying, Ron, what the heck are you talking about? I understand. I do this every day, multiple times per day. What do you need to know? How do you need to do this? If you have any friends, family, or coworkers looking to buy, sell, or borrow on real estate, have them call me. Have them call my team, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. We'll take this example, we'll share it on a one-on-one basis, and we'll explain how it works. I gave you a 30,000-foot overview of it. I know that most people don't get it that quickly. I don't expect you will. I deal with it every day. That's the Real-Time Real Estate segment brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Visit rsrhomescout.com, rsrhomescout.com.